again, and welcome from Martin from South Yorkshire Ghost Hunters down at the Wardsend Cemetery now in Sheffield. We were not too far from the ski village where we've just been. You see some vehicles down there. I wonder what's going off down there. I wonder if people have come down here who preserve the Wardsend Cemetery, come down for a weekend. Anyway, this is the sign for Wardsend Cemetery. I'll try and get closer so you can read this. With nearly 30,000 burials, including soldiers from the nearby Hillsborough Barracks and victims of the Great Sheffield Flood of 1864. Wardsend is an important part of Sheffield's social history, a haven for wildlife and a place for art and performance. It is also a place of remembrance with burials of those who served and died in the two great wars. Please treat this cemetery with respect. So yep, okay. So yeah, let me just tell you about the flood of 1864, which was the Sheffield flood. Sky, come on. In 1864, there was a flood, a reservoir at the top of Sheffield busted its banks, and it flooded all of Hillsborough, and quite a few people died from that flood. I'm not sure how many people did die from this flood, and like I said, there was a lot of people that was buried here that died in the flood. And also same with the General Cemetery, which is not far from here as well. Anyway, you'll see some of the graves here. These are old Victorian graves, and a lot of these people will be people that died during the flood. Now, there's also a story regarding an American Indian that was also buried here. He worked for the I can't remember the name of the circus at that time. You know, it's just totally gone. And he was from the United States. He was a proper American Indian, and he worked. Good evening, Richard. He worked for this circus in the 1800s, and was doing a performance one night and fell off his horse and broke his neck. They buried him here, with what I can gather from, and then they removed his body from here and took it down to London, and to be buried down in London. And I can't think of the circus. And anyway, his tribe in America. You can find this information about this Indian on Google. Anyway, the tribe wanted his body back and requested his body, and they sent it back over to America, and he's now in the United States. But we was here a few years ago. I was with another paranormal group then, called Seeking Spirits, and we was doing an investigation on this path, and it was round about here, and we got the spirit of a man who died saving his children. There was 5 children, and he carried them down on the mattress through Hillsborough, and his children survived, but sadly he perished. And he's supposed to be buried here in the Wardsend Cemetery. I did look up the information with regarding this, and it was true that a man had put his children on the bed, on the mattress, and floated his children holding the mattress down the road. But sadly he passed away. Hi Laura. Hi Richard. Who else have we got here? That's it. Just your two here at the moment. So I'm not going to be here for long anyway. But yeah, if you've never been here, this is a fantastic place to come and visit. Last time we was here, all his equipment was going off. Stopped working. Was here with some of our members from the group, and what I call it, his equipment stopped working. We had a bit of a bad night that night. Everything that we used just stopped working. Also, I can't remember the girl's name. I think she was about 2 or 3. She may be a little bit older, I'm not sure. But the first person to be buried here was a young girl. And they always said that the first person who is buried in a graveyard or a cemetery is what you call the gatekeeper. And he's the one that has to look after the other spirits that's here. No, not tonight, Richard. Just I was up at another location, which was the Sheffield Ski Village. We were just taking a look for a future ghost hunt that we could do. So no, but some paranormal groups have been here in the past, and what I call it, I've never been up there, so I thought I'd just go check it out. Something to do for the evening, so I've not been out for a few nights. And I just wanted to get out for an hour, just for a walk and have a look round. Anyway, I was saying to you on, I think in the last video, of the railway that runs through Wardsend Cemetery, and it is supposed to be the only cemetery in Europe that has a railway line running through it. And this is here, as you can see. You can see down there, that's the railway line that runs through the cemetery. Hi Michael, the blades going up. He must be from Sheffield as well. Anyway, all this here, all the way right up to the top of that hill. I'm not even going to attempt it because I'm tired with walking up the ski village. There is also graves here, but you can't see them now because most of them have all gone now. The stones, the headstones, because the woodland is taking it back. And they've fallen, sunk into the ground and other stuff. Have you seen the old abandoned graves at the sign of the Cooper Scrapyard on the back of Wardsend Stadium? No, I'm not sure, Richard. Not sure about that. Well, I'm back at the Wardsend Stadium right now, which is the Wardsend Cemetery. I'm back at the dog track and the casino. So I'm not sure if you mean this woods, which is Wardsend Cemetery. I'm not so sure. But I'm just I'm not going too far down here. I don't want to leave my car because there's other cars coming in as well, which are further down. I'm not sure if they're camping out in here tonight or what. But you see some of the other gravestones here. This goes on for quite a while, this graveyard. So you see some of the old gravestones here that are still standing. Like I said, the graveyard, the cemetery goes all the way back up on top of the hill, and I don't fancy doing that after walking the ski village that I've just walked up. We'll turn back round in a minute, Sky. I've got to go home because my daughter's just come out of hospital today. She had an operation on a leg, on a foot. She had to have some bones removed. So she had extra bones growing in her feet, and they've had to remove all these extra bones that are in her feet because they were causing her to start walking funny. She's had both of her legs done, because she's had these bones growing in both of her other legs, but she had one done last year and they've done another one this year. Anyway, let's turn back, Sky. I will have a quick walk through the graveyard. So she just come out of one splint after the operation, and on this leg she's had I think it's her left leg now she's just had done, and was in Sheffield Children's Hospital for nearly a week, and they've removed this bone. They've had to wire all the foot back together and put some bolts in there to and pins to hold the foot back together again. But they had to reconstruct a heel because the heel was collapsing. But they did a fantastic job on the right leg, on the right foot. Anyway, they also had to take some bone and cartilage from a hip bone as well to help repair her foot on both sides actually. But she's going to be off her feet for about 6 months. So I can't be too long because the wife needs some help, and I need to go pick up a portaloo for my daughter, because she's going to be in bed for a few weeks. She's only 11 years old, so that's it. Anyway, one thing, somebody's just walked up there, but one thing I find really creepy about the Wardsend Cemetery is that people actually walk through here at night, on their own as well. As many times I've seen people walk through here, especially women as well, walking through here and walking up this hill and going up to the left there. I've never been up to the left, no, but they do. I've been here till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and you see women walking through. I'm thinking to myself, what a stupid thing to do, especially at that time in the morning, especially early hours in the morning. We've seen them when we've done ghost hunts in the cemetery. They just come walking straight past you. I should check actually to see if they are real people, but they do. I've seen them with lights come walking through, and using the phone there's a light as well, and just walking up here. If I was well, I don't think I'd do it as a man, but people do. They walk through here. It's not the case that spirits will harm you. It's more, who else is in here? If I'm in here, who else is in here? That's the question I'd be asking. I mean, not much light left, and I've not brought any other light in. I'm working off my mobile phone, as you can see, but you can see some of these. Okay, where the entrance to a strip road is just across the bridge. There's a car. Okay. Okay. I'm not too sure, Richard. I'm not too sure where they. Oops. Falling over here. What's on this gravestone here? That. Okay, it's a bird. But last time I came up here, my wife was here with me, and she was taking some pictures down at the bottom. And what they call it, she got pictures of her looked like a child with a bike, with a bicycle. I'm not sure what era that might have been. I think the last person that was buried here, I'm not too sure. I'm guessing here because I can't remember. I forget a lot of things that I read up about stuff, and I think it was 1979 that the last person was actually buried here. So yeah, I'm not sure where. I can't remember where. Yeah, I think you have told me, Richard, where you're from, but it is a fantastic place. A lot of ghost hunters come up here and investigate this this woods and this graveyard here. Like I said, most of well, 99% of these graves here are old Victorian graves, and it's a fantastic place. Most of them. Oh, what's this one? I don't think I've seen this one before. That's a bit of a strange one. Somebody's stolen the thingy probably on the top. Sky? Sky! Come here. Don't walk off. Stop with me, please. Where are you? Hey? Right, well, do not walk off. Because you could fall down a grave or anything. Because yeah, most of these graves are sinking in. You can just see that how close they were just put next to each other, and probably because of the Sheffield flood that they probably had to bury a lot of people on top of each other as well. But you see, it goes back over there. Now let's come back up here just before winter sets in, because I keep on saying I'd like to come back here because of his last investigation that we did here, and things didn't go right for us because all equipment was just running out of power. Sky? Yeah, it's the case that you don't know where you're walking and you've got no light with you, that you could fall and trip over, bang your head. So keep next to me. Don't go wandering off in here. It's not safe.
Yes, it was. not like to say if you're walking on them.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah, but I know where I'm walking on them. I've walked all over them many a times, so I know where.
Still a bit slippery full.
Yeah, but I've got a light as well, so I'm a little bit more safer. Anyway, let's just walk down this guy. Here is a war memorial, and I can't think what it is now. Let's read it. There's supposed to be a lot of few soldiers in here. Excuse me. The stone is erected by the officers, non-commissioned officers and men of the 14th Depot Battalion to the memory of the undernamed officers, sergeants, corporals, also 10 drummers and privates who died at Sheffield in 1866. What's that? 60 something. 1860 age. No, it's not age. 68 and 69 of March 1869. Staff Sergeant, blah blah blah, Lord MD. Can't really read that. So anyway, but when I first ever came in here, this was just a mound of muck, which had just been placed back up on top. But over the years, this organisation for the Wardsend Cemetery is what they call it, cleaned it all up. They've done quite a good job actually, because when I first came here, this was covered in ivy, and you couldn't walk through here. So anyway, quite a lot more gravestones. Yeah, is there vans down there, isn't there? Oh, there's caravans as well. Yeah. So they must be doing something over the weekend here. Some more gravestones in there. Anyway. Hey? Yeah, let's go this way. Gonna head off now. And thanks for watching this this video. And anyway, if you like to do a ghost hunt here, it is a good place to come. And place is Wardsend Cemetery in Sheffield. You can find the information. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, Richard, I think we spoke about it, didn't we? Because I'm not. I live near Parsons Cross. Hey? What? It's the up on the pylons. Is electricity going through it? You can hear this, the electricity going through the pylon. That's why it's making that noise. Anyway, we were sat here one night. Last time we came, we were sat here. We was having a fire. It was a barbecue fire that we was doing. And next minute, this police car pulled up, and he gets out of the car, walking towards us, like they do. Like, yeah. Anyway, they said, "What are you doing here?" We said, "Oh, we're doing a bit of ghost hunting in the cemetery." And they said, "Oh yeah." Anyway, what paranormal ghost hunting group are you from? Which paranormal group? And as soon as we said South Yorkshire Ghost Hunters, oh, they was jumping around in open joy, asking for his autographs and everything. And they said that South Yorkshire Police. Did I say ghost hunters? Or I meant to say police anyway. Anyway, they said South Yorkshire Police watch our paranormal videos, so I'm really glad about that. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye to you, and thanks for watching this second video. And we'll be out tomorrow night, but sadly we won't be live at this location where we're going to tomorrow, because we have had some trouble from another paranormal group, and if they see where we are tomorrow, they'll know where we are actually are. So tomorrow we can't come live tomorrow, which is a shame really. We do like coming live, but because we've had trouble from this paranormal group before, disturbing us, disturbing our investigation, we can't come live. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you are interested in the paranormal, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is South Yorkshire Ghost Hunters. And also, if you live within South Yorkshire, we are looking for paranormal investigators to come and join us. We are a club and an organisation, well, more of a club than anything else, so a non-profit. So all the money that we raise is done by us members. So if you are interested, why don't you come down to the Athletic Club in Mixborough on a Tuesday evenings from 7:30, and we do use equipment on the night, like Ouija boards, table tipping, seances, automatic writing. So we do all that sort of stuff. So if you're interested, come and give us a try. We don't bite, we are friendly. And we'd love to see you, and come and check us out. And we do go out and we do hire buildings as well, so the more members we get, the more buildings we can hire as well. So a lot of paranormal groups will charge between 30 and 70 pounds to do a ghost hunt on a night. So we try and get as many in as possible throughout the year. And we've got 5 coming up for this year, but we do go out every Friday at some locations, like here, Wardsend Cemetery, or General Cemetery, or Rockley Engine House in Barnsley, and other places. So the more members we get, the more indoor buildings we can try and hire as well. So come down and give us a try on a Tuesday night, 7:30 to 11 PM. We're a great bunch of people, and we'll make you feel welcome as well. Bye bye for now. Take care, and we'll speak to you soon.